Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Dad jeans. Dad jeans.
We hired a sales team to get us out there and decided to let them tell us what we need to be.
They gave us our whole new brand. We're doing a complete rebrand for season 3.
Yep, we're a granola bar vending machine in Barbados.
Yep. Exactly.
So you're welcome, listeners.
Yeah.
This is our swan song.
Get ready. No, I think we'll probably still just keep doing the same bullshit. Essentially, this is our Spitetacular.
This is our Spitetacular.
The 75th episode Spitetacular.
This is going to be all Spike Club the entire time.
Yes,
because this is the segment that I have no trouble preparing for every week.
No, every week I'm just filled with anger and loathing and hatred.
Yep, it was the first one was and fittingly the very first Spitetacular happened when we had Adam O'Byrne as a guest.
Is that true?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't with us from the beginning?
No. We thought of it, and then you played the theme song.
Oh, how interesting.
Wait a second. Or maybe it was Brian Perkins was the first one, but then the theme song premiered with Adam O'Byrne, because I remember you played the theme song with Adam there.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
But he did great. That theme song, it's very, I would say, it has this sort of like 90s angry rock vibe.
Oh, it's definitely it's all Pixies all the way, man.
It's Pixie. It's Frank Black.
Have you heard their new
meets Frank Ocean?
Their new track
meets Frank McGillicuddy.
Frankenstein.
The Pixies have a new track?
The Pixies have a couple that they've put out there. The first one was pretty good. Second one, bad news, bro.
Look, man. Black Francis, Frank Black, Charles S. Thompson, Esquire, whatever the fuck his name is, may have stored all of his genius in that giant round gut, which is no longer there.
Wait, really? Is he thin now?
He's thin now.
Huh. No, I quite liked their last album. I think I was literally the only person on earth who did.
I'm going to give it a try.
I loved it, actually. I thought it was canon. I think it's canon. I think it's up there. It's in the mix. May definitely not. May have to rank that higher than.
Bossa Nova,
I don't want to get into this. No, I love Bossa Nova.
Trompe-l'Onde.
I think Trompe-l'Onde is probably their weakest one for me. And just in terms of like whatever, that's another episode.
There's a whole episode. We should probably have a Pixies appreciation. Surfer Rosa has the most danger of any rock album I've ever heard in my life.
I guess I would agree with that. Although for me that was Doolittle because that was the first one I heard. So like I felt like that one. I was just like, this is the nastiest, horrible, most violent shit, and I can't stop listening.
It's that Steve Albini sound.
Yeah, that crunch.
Yeah, the crunch. Steve Albini shoves knives into your brain, but the knives feel good because they're made of music.
But he doesn't do anything, right? Isn't that his thing?
He's
the guy who doesn't do anything. He just presses record.
Oh, contraire. I heard a story about Steve Albini.
Tell.
He has these. He fashioned these microphones. He has a way of recording drums that's different than everybody else.
Okay.
Whereas these microphones, he tapes to the floor around in the room near the drums. He has some sort of like way.
Okay, but that's all set up. Like the actual engineering, like he just presses go and then just captures. Like his thing is about capturing whatever's happening in the room, right? Like
it must be to play it live and all that.
There's nothing fancy about what he does.
He wears a coverall. Work suit over his clothes, as if he is like with pipes in an engine room.
Does he carry a small hedgehog in the front pocket?
Yep,
looking out.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dandy. He also has a monocle, and so does the hedgehog.
That's great. I love that. The hedgehog, and then the hedgehog carries a beetle with a monocle as well,
and the beetle carries a neutron
and a corn nut sack around his. Should we talk? Like, let's. I feel like this is a special episode. I feel like we should extemporize. Extemporize.
We are not known for our extemporaneity.
No, we don't extempt very often.
No.
What have you been up to? We haven't talked to our listeners in a month.
It's
been
a long time.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing in my house.
Yeah, right.
I'm a little nervous right now.
The Brendan that went to the East Coast is not the Brendan that came back.
Yeah, no, you have Jerry curl now.
I do.
Which is nice. It looks good on you.
Yeah, I've been using Soul Glow. It's a new product, and I'm sorry about your couch, by the way.
Well, that's okay. It's seen better days.
Remember the doctor on ER, Dr. Benton?
Nope.
He was the same. He was the romantic antagonist in Coming to America. Soul Glow.
Really?
Same actor.
Wait, I never watched ER.
Ah.
Oh, well, now I kind of think about it. Maybe I do.
He was the humorless surgeon,
right?
That like Sandra Singh Low fell in love with,
And he was
like
the humorless guy in Coming to America as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Sexual chocolate.
Speaking of
my friends and I used to sexual chocolate. I get so upset.
Oh, it's
no
so
one's
amazing.
clapping for sexual chocolate.
Speaking of Sandra Singh Low, so here's the most important thing. I've become a very serious swimmer.
Okay. Is this going to lead to how much we hate Sandra Singh Low?
It is.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. So I went back to the Cape Cod.
You look like a swimmer.
Oh, thank you.
You've got like dolphin flippers. You have like Michael Phelps hands right now.
Yes, it's true. And by the way, on the way here, I was robbed at gunpoint by some Brazilians at a gas station.
Is that true?
Yeah.
When you were peeing on the gas station.
Yeah, exactly.
Beat the shit out of you. Do you? Yeah. Can you comprehend how dumb that guy is?
So
have
dumb.
you heard him talk?
He's so pretty and he's so dumb.
So dumb. It's amazing. So you were swimming on the cod.
Yeah, on the Cape. I took swimming lessons.
Up
on the cod. On, very good. Not you say off of the Cape, not out of the Cape.
You say on the Cape,
on
though.
and off the Cape.
One would not say on the cod, although I prefer it that way.
On the cod means you live on Cape Cod and you shoot heroin.
Yeah, those are the guys under the bridge are on the cod.
Exactly.
We
They're on the cod. Yeah,
we haven't seen old Smitty in days. He's on the cod.
He's writing poetry in the underpass. Yeah, he said some sort of
nor'easter blew in.
And it's like, yeah, it's a combination of heroin and some sort of fish paralyzer.
Yeah, that sounds hot.
It's pretty hot.
But you didn't get into that shit.
So you
just swam.
I took swimming lessons a couple of years ago. Couldn't swim at all. Then I was taught how to do that freestyle stroke. And then now I can swim.
What is the freestyle stroke?
It's like the one they all do, where you just swim face down and like lift your head up now and then.
What do you mean you couldn't swim at all?
I just could I could doggy paddle. I didn't know strokes, and I couldn't do the thing where you turn your head to the side.
Oh yeah,
and then it's out of the water, but your mouth is so close to the surface of the water. How are you supposed to do that?
You know what? Yeah, I guess I've never really conquered that. I mean, I know the swimming motions, but I feel like what's happening with my breathing and my all that shit is just a mess.
It's a whole conversation with your lungs and your brain.
Yeah,
and your muscles.
Yeah, see, I'm not too hip on that.
Yeah, and it's kind of anaerobic. Like you have to breathe in fast and then breathe out slow in two. For me, it's 2 bursts and then up again. And it's like insane. And then sometimes after you warm up for a while, you can go down for a couple of arm strokes and then come up.
Yep.
Anyway, I am not actually a serious swimmer, but on Cape Cod, I was like, wait a second. I took swimming lessons a couple years ago
from Sanderson.
Didn't really take, and I fucking love swimming.
Okay.
And so then I've been going to Glassell Park at 6 a.m. They have lap swimming.
How about it?
And I've gone 3 times.
Okay.
And this morning at 5:50, I hopped in my car to head over and do my 800 meters. And who's on the radio?
Hear? This is Sandra Singh Low with the lowdown.
Yes. On that. Sandra Singh Low being, for people not in Los Angeles, a commentator. I think she's on like just KPCC and that's it. But she does this segment on KPCC called The Lowdown on Science. And she talks in this way that makes you want to punch your radio. And one of the, in my getting to know Jeffrey Dinsmore, Jeffrey, when he used to be on Facebook, was one funny motherfucker.
Way back when. The old days.
And I noticed on Facebook at one point when the Republicans were talking about defunding NPR, you argued that they should just defund Sandra Singh Low.
That's funny.
It was very funny.
That's good. Yeah,
she's still doing it.
Insufferable.
And she's still on the air.
I was talking to my neighbor Brian, and I said, Brian.
She's very foppish.
Oh, it's just so put on. I don't get it. And she has I'm a staunch defender of This American Life. I really love This American Life. I think what they do is great. Like, I understand it is aimed at like a certain segment of the culture, and they're just very like, you know, I understand that there is something very white about me loving This American Life, but I don't care. I feel like it's great. They tell stories well. I'm often riveted by the stuff that they're telling me.
Sure, man.
You know? And they let her speak. And like, I feel like she's not as hated Like I feel like I'm in a weird little bubble.
Wait, she was
with
on
my
This
hatred
American
of Sandra
Life?
Singh Low. Yeah, she's been on there before.
What as a story person?
Yeah, she's done segments.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And they like talk, yeah, and like she does like one woman shows, and they sell out, and she writes books, and people buy them, and people go like Are
we alone?
There's a cult of Sandra Singh Low, and I think we are. It makes me feel a little crazy.
It makes me feel crazy too, because there'll be something that everyone loves, and I absolutely can't stand.
Yeah, no, I feel very on the outside.
Well, we're brothers in that.
We are brothers in that. Another one of those, which I'm still watching religiously, is this is kind of spite. We're gearing up for the spite. We're warming into
there.
it.
Yep.
Is The Night Of. Have you watched this show? It's similar to.
I watched the first 10 minutes.
It's similar to True Detective, which I feel like they think atmosphere is an okay substitute for good storytelling.
I thought the first season of True Detective was incredible, and the second season jumped the shark harder than any second season of any TV show I've ever seen.
I never watched the second season, but I thought the first one was great for like 4 episodes, and then it went markedly downhill, and I think they had no idea how to end that fucking thing, and they did not give us anything about that killer to just introduce this new character at the end of it.
Yeah, bit of a Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, it just was like the storytelling itself, they were too fixated on the atmosphere and these guys being guys and being crazy and quirky and what's their story, but like it didn't tie together at all in my opinion.
Very interesting.
That's my observation. And now I'm feeling that way about The Night Of, is that it's gorgeous and it's like moody and it's like you want to keep watching, but there's not much there.
That's very interesting. So the poop on narrative apparently nowadays is that narrative. There's no more narrative arcs, and it's just you're introduced to a world,
right?
And you wander around. So like narrative used to be Super Mario Brothers. And that where you run on a track and you jump and you hit the coins and you're just going in one direction and then you save the princess. Now it's Grand Theft Auto, where you can do whatever you want and like wander around this interesting world.
I don't think, but is that everything can't be that? I mean, they're trying to make everything that, but everything can't be that.
Game of Thrones, the whole opening sequence is literally you swoop around a world and check out the different places, and then the show is also that where you're just like swooping around and being like, oh, what are these people talking about?
Yeah, but you're fooling yourself if you don't think it's a linear narrative. Like the fucking the Marvel movies are a linear narrative. It doesn't matter. Like it's still you're sitting here and watching something straight through for 2 hours.
Right. There is a concatenaty, if you will.
Yeah, but once like we're gonna make that leap with virtual reality. Like video games are kind of there.
Yep.
But like virtual reality, when you're just like derp, you're just walking around and there's a bird. Or this new game, No Man's Sky. Have you heard about this?
Nope.
10 quintillion, is that a number?
Yep.
Okay. 10 quintillion universes have been generated algorithmically within this game.
What?
You can explore it. The creator is saying it's a video game now for like the PS4 and blah, blah, blah. Creator says you can walk around it like the entire human race will die out and we will only have explored like 0.1% of it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. There's a universe that you can buy and play on your Xbox right now. But here's the downside. Is that all you're doing is flying around and going to planets and walking around, and they're the size of planets, so you're like walking like 1 mile equals 1 mile. So you're like walking around these planets, and you're like, the fuck? This is the most boring thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Yeah, that is kind of dull.
And they introduce some like gaming element where you're like, your ship is like, you need to get fuel for your ship, so you have to land on these planets and look for fuel, but you're just walking around looking for shit. It's like,
yeah, it's kind of
you really might as well just buy a Geiger counter, go to the beach.
It does. It prepares you for the post-apocalypse, I guess. But why hasten that? Let's still live in our bubble a little while.
Exactly. I mean, it sounds amazing in concept, probably zero fun in practice.
Yep. I know, they're also filming a virtual reality Passion of the Christ kind of situation.
Ooh.
Where you're in the alleyways in Jerusalem or wherever the hell he was. Gallipoli, Calgary, Canada. Wherever the fuck he,
With a stone.
Gallipoli.
Just waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
Here he comes.
And you, kaboom, right. And you get to be a Roman centurion and really let him have it.
Awesome.
With a cat of nine tails. But I can just imagine people strapping on the thing and being like, this is fucking horrible. Watching and being like, why are all the religions, why are all the Christian religions so obsessed with the crucifixion, which is a goddamn horror show, instead of what he was like saying in the Sermon on the Mount, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Like, can we focus on the fact that he was like, let's be nice to each other, instead of the fact that the fucking cat of nine tails ripped his back out so you could see his spine before he died? Why do they care? So he died violently. Let's talk about other things.
Don't you think though that the like everyone in their right mind is drifting away from religion, and the group that is drifting towards it are going to be like, fucking hit him.
Oh yeah, and literally,
I'm suffering just like Jesus by watching this.
Oh God, it's so the fetishization of the violence is so terrifying.
It's a scary world out there, Brendan.
It's a scary world, Jeff.
On that note, should we get into our spites?
Let's get into the spites.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! Fuck!
Okay, we have...
Explain the format for our listeners of tonight's very special episode.
Okay, so tonight is a very special episode. We've been planning this for like 4 months now. We managed to get, over the course of 4 months, Brendan, this is the power of our presence.
Yep.
Phones were ringing off the hook.
They were.
18 people over 4 months. A mere 4 months. We got 18 whole people. Let me backtrack that. Some of these are doubled up, so probably 15.
Yeah, I was going to say 12.
Maybe 12. We managed to get 12 people. But they're all great. They're all our listeners. We love you. We love all of our listeners, but we love you even more if you called for the Spitetacular, because that shows some kind of chutzpah.
Yeah, chutzpah.
Chutzpah. That's some kind of Chanukah chutzpah.
Did you read Dershowitz's book, Chutzpah?
No.
It's his autobiography.
I love that you just call him Dershowitz. You're like, you don't need to know. I mean, I know he's Alan. You're talking about Alan Dershowitz, but...
Oh, no, I'm talking about his brother, Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy Dershowitz. He was a great Quidditch player.
When I was driving tour trolleys in Boston, I was obsessed with Single.
Does he have the most cereal box head you've ever seen in your life?
His chin, he's like Jay Leno. From his lips to the bottom of his chin is 6 inches.
Yeah, I can't imagine. That guy must look like a walking cartoon.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Wow.
But I was obsessed with someday seeing Alan Dershowitz on the street and being like, Dersh! And it never happened.
Dersh. Is that his nickname?
Wait, who else did I see? JFK Jr., God rest his soul.
He's dead, Brendan.
He is dead, but I saw him while I was driving my tour trolleys.
Just what? This is way years ago.
This is in the 90s.
I thought you were saying just now on your most recent trip to Cape Cod.
Oh, no. This is 20 years ago. I used to drive tour trolleys.
I was about to kick you out of my house. I was out of that.
Oh, yeah.
JFK. Let's click on this for a second.
Okay.
Bill Clinton. Mm-hmm. There's all this stuff about his womanizing.
Sure.
Is sort of coming back to haunt us. And we are definitely in a new world in terms of a post-Cosby world.
Yep.
In terms of how we react to creepy guys who are creepy around women.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Bill Clinton is quite creepy around women. And has some stuff in his past.
At this point, though, there's got to be
one
no
could not call consent
system.
Well, maybe not, but same with Bill Cosby. I mean...
Oh, right. But these are paying for past mistakes.
We still can't forgive past behavior, right?
Oh, yeah. My point being that now he's not creepy because he's just a doddering old man. Mm-hmm. Not Bill Cosby, Bill Clinton is just a doddering old man, and probably is just sort of but yes, indeed, he was creepy and probably overbearing and pushed himself on women.
And rapey. Let's just say it.
How old was he? He was like...
20 something. But but that's one, at least, that at least like it appeared that she was enjoying herself as well. I'm not saying he didn't use her, but like she seemed to be into it, right?
Right, two consenting adults.
Right.
I mean, every president in the history of France.
She was crushed afterwards because she was an immature child.
Yeah, well, there's that. I mean, like if the person is the age of your own children,
yeah,
that's probably the cutoff.
Well, okay, that's anything older than that is fine. So I'm okay with 6-year-olds. Is that what you're saying?
Interpret it well, bro.
We're gonna talk about this later. I need some guidelines. No, come on.
I mean, once you get to the legal age of consent,
right?
Then it's like if you also have children who are the legal age of consent,
right? Like he was in a power relationship, but are we gonna disdain every single relationship in which the man is of a higher status than the woman? Like,
right?
Must we always be equal in all respects? Fine. But like there are women who say that he basically like raped them or like sexually like assaulted or molested or made something happen that they didn't want to happen.
Right. And he being a persuasive human being, a president of the goddamn United
most
States.
Persuasive human being, like I would probably suck his cock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, whatever.
I shook his hand once. And
with your penis?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was his hand, and then lo and behold, I was doing him a little solid.
Sorry, I got a little something gooey on you there, but it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was really weird. His eyes are like laser beams.
Oh, I'm sure he's magnetic. He's insane. He's amazing. But like going back to JFK, like that guy was a fucking stone cold creep too. But then he died, and now he's lionized, and forever he will be appreciated. But what I'm saying, Brendan, my point is on all this. Is it fair of us to look back on history through the lens of our modern values?
Great question. It is, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, good. Okay.
Because the witch trials were horrible, and so was slavery. So fuck everyone who thought they were okay.
Who thought the witch trials and slavery were okay?
The Puritans and the Southern plantation owners.
Okay.
And they're all horrible and terrible people.
Yeah, I mean, I'd buy to like that. That's true, but moral relativism, like, are there not things that we could be in years like I'm sure we've laughed at jokes throughout our lives that now we would feel ashamed to have laughed at.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's certainly true. And you know what? We were terrible people while we laughed at those jokes.
Okay, so you're saying there is one constant universal morality.
Yes.
And that we're actually moving toward it.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is amorality, except for murder and sexual advances that are unwelcome.
That seems to contradict what you were just saying.
I don't think murder will ever be accepted, nor do I think, sexual advances that are unwelcome will ever be accepted.
Okay.
But there is all sorts of otherness that will become more and more and more and more accepted, which is a very good thing.
I don't know, man. It's going to be complicated out there. Right?
Well, I think a grand loosening of the strictures of things like Judeo-Christian ethics can only be good, because there's so much suffering that happens because of this very narrow view of the world. This heteronormative master narrative.
Counterpoint, what if I don't care for the way my neighbors do sex?
Are you watching them through their windows?
I'm experiencing it somehow. It's there near me.
So
I don't care for it.
Okay, so you, let's say, okay, I'm just going to interpret that as meaning like you hear them grunting and stuff.
I'm part of it. It's
Wait,
there.
What?
I don't know.
But
I don't have to hear them grunting to know what's happening, Brendan.
Oh, like street lights are flickering on and off?
I don't need any evidence. I don't care for the way that they do sex. How am I supposed to get through the fucking day?
There's going to come a time, Jeffrey,
yeah,
when people are having sex on the sidewalk all over the place, just like doing it and doing it well. And we will all cheer them on. Sex will become like shaking hands.
I don't know, man. I think people are just not going to do sex anymore. I love that I just used the phrase "do sex."
To do sex is a very interesting phrase.
All right. Well, I don't know how we got on that tangent, but let's start with our first spite.
Okay, so tonight it's going to be all spites.
All spites,
and we had a bunch of people call in,
and we did, and we will be commenting on them periodically. Mm-hmm. We may play a few in a row. We're just gonna wing this.
Yeah, you take the reins, and why don't you DJ?
Okay, I will DJ, and then at the end of the episode, we have a very special moment, a very special competition.
Yeah,
between Brandon and I.
Yeah,
and here we go. The first caller is Fop. Go Fop. Go Fop. Grand old Fop. Past guest, one of our favorite people in the world, Mr. Brian L. Perkins.
Brian L. Perkins, BLP.
When you were loading the goddamn dishwasher and you're putting in the utensils, don't throw them in all fucking willy-nilly. There's a bunch of little compartments. Put all the little spoons in one compartment. Put all the bigger spoons in another compartment. Put all the knives in one compartment. Put all the little forks in one compartment. Put all the bigger forks in another compartment. Separate them so that when you're putting the fucking stuff back, you can do it real fast. And you don't have to sit there and pick through and get all poked by the pointy silverware. Just fucking separate them. Don't be lazy. You save time in the end. Invest now and reap the rewards later. Don't be a lazy piece of shit dishwasher loader. God damn it.
I love that he gets himself worked into a lather.
He gets so pissed.
I totally feel him on that.
You know what? I've learned a lot from these spites, actually. And one thing I have learned is that I toss them in there all willy-nilly. I didn't know there were rules.
Oh, there are rules, my friend, because you don't
even have a dishwasher.
I know.
How do you know the rules? Have you ever had a dishwasher?
You mean in a place I lived?
Yeah.
I think my mom's house has a dishwasher. I don't, but not in any apartment I ever
lived in. And you put all of the forks in the same compartment.
Yeah.
What?
If I'm the one load? Fuck yeah, man.
Really?
Because guess who your best friend is, Jeff? Who's your best friend?
Organization?
No. Future you.
Oh, okay.
But but we all treat future us so poorly.
Right. But you're saying you know future you is going to be like, thank God all these forks are together. Now I can just put them in the thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Kickoff is about to happen, or like Ryan Lochte's is going to be swimming on the television.
His new shoe.
He's premiering his new urine-soaked shoe.
Yeah,
and so like suddenly you're like, oh, thank God I did this. On the mornings where I ground the coffee already and I put it in the thing and I set the timer.
Yes, you're the happiest.
I am so grateful to past me.
Oh, I've been making their lunches at night. It's a game fucking changer.
Oh,
man.
That's huge.
Get the lunch done at night. You don't
have
to deal with it in the morning.
Thing dealt with.
Don't even have to think about the morning. I mean, you make breakfast and whatnot, but
sure.
I was at my friend Josh Biggs' house, which, by the way, he's a friend of the podcast. Didn't call in. A little upset with him, throwing him a little shade through the airwaves. But I was at Josh's house in Grand Canyon. Or Flagstaff. He lives near the Grand Canyon. We were going down to the Grand Canyon. Mm-hmm. And
very phallically named city.
Flagstaff?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. The staff is the giant penis jutting out into the world?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. So Josh, I lived with Josh in college, was his roommate for a couple of years. That guy couldn't fucking clean a goddamn thing to save his life. That guy was the messiest, nastiest, filthiest human being I've ever met in my life. I went to his house. I was putting a dish in his dishwasher, and he was like, "What the fuck are you doing, Dinsmore? Don't put it there. Put it in the blah blah blah." And I was like, I just felt so proud.
Oh, he's changed.
I was like, Josh,
good job, Josh.
I knew you way back when, man. You've the master has become the student.
Yeah, you know what? There's the growth mindset and there's the fixed mindset, my friend. And it sounds like Josh is a member of the growth mindset crew.
I guess so.
He can change. People change.
People change.
But not people
somewhat.
with a fixed mindset. They don't change. nor do they think other people change.
Donald Trump is a person with a fixed mindset.
Well, isn't it weird that there are people that are so dumb
that they would vote for Donald Trump, or that they would be Donald Trump?
Both.
Yeah.
And just in general, isn't it weird that there are stupid people, that people like just stop at a certain point be intelligencizing?
Yeah, I think it is weird. It is really weird, actually. But I always wonder if it's stupidity or if it's fear.
Oh, I see.
Like if they're just so repressed and inhibited. Like I find that the angriest people tend to be the most like psychologically damaged inside. You know, like they're like all these people who care about how their neighbors do sex. You know, are like they're the ones who like are doing like have weird fantasies and want to rape frogs like in their own heads.
So when I was driving through southeastern Wyoming, which is literally the worst place on earth, and
when
also
did that
where
happen?
Dick Cheney, when I moved out here exactly 10 years ago next month.
Oh, okay.
I was driving through southeastern Wyoming, worst place on earth, also where Dick Cheney's from.
That's a big ass state. Eh?
It's like the
just keeps going.
The
and going.
land is brown and yellow, and the sky is I don't know something horrible. Anyway, I kept thinking to myself, here's a town where some Klondikean was like, well, fuck California. We'll just stop right here and have a town in this in the ugliest place I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Let's have a town here instead of like continuing the covered wagons to the West Coast.
Okay.
And I was like, what would possess someone to just stop and be satisfied? So like Ryan Lochte, I mean, he discovered swimming, and so he is very good at swimming, and he's like, I'm just going to pursue this.
He discovered swimming because I'm sure he's a fucking rich kid whose parents could afford to like give him amazing swimming lessons.
There's a lot of infrastructure involved in being a good swimmer.
There's a lot of infrastructure in being an Olympian in general. Like I was thinking about this. Are we just watching our elite compete?
I mean,
like
frankly. Yeah.
There's some. There's the weightlifter from Flint.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she gold medalist. She didn't fuck around.
Well, once you get into like the weird sports, I think there are like only 12 competitive people in the state. You and I could be like competitive rapid canoers or whatever the fuck the weird sports are.
Okay.
If your town happens to, for some reason, have a facility for some of the fucking crazy Olympic sports, then you're probably going to the Olympics.
Okay.
Just by like hanging out in the parking lot. But what? So like, why did people stop in Wyoming instead of keeping going? Why do people stop when they know so little and are like, nah, I think I know enough. I'm going to stop learning and being curious.
Yeah, that is well. That is just. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It is very odd to me that you wouldn't want to grow and learn more and find out new information and see
find
where
out you're
takes
wrong and shed like the shit that makes you look like an idiot.
But I think that in itself is an aspect of learning, like getting to that point where you're like, you have to learn how to learn.
Yep.
And I don't think the American educational system teaches that.
Oh no, it's spit out regurgitate the answer.
Yeah, I could see how if I hadn't gone to college, I would never have quite gotten there. I mean, I feel like I was a fairly like searching, open-minded, child. Like I definitely had that in me, but like I also definitely know that in college there were things that like my eyes were like I think there was a moment in college in which I realized, oh, the newspaper isn't just the news. Like when I was like, I made I flipped the switch in my brain to be like, oh, there is a person writing everything, and that person has certain feelings, and those are being articulated in the words that I'm reading. Like that's a fairly complex thing to understand.
The frame.
Yeah.
Well, that's the disparity between high school and college is fucking crazy. Like in high school, they teach you how to remember for some reason, and in college they teach you how to think. So like writing papers that everyone dreads, you write a paper because it's like thinking on paper and like how to digest information. Whereas in high school, it's fucking spit back the shit that is in the book that's from the 50s.
That is
which
weird,
is insane.
Right?
Like, so you get to college and you're like, wait, oh, this is education. And everyone has a great time. So why don't they put college in high school?
Yeah. They should. I mean, they should definitely from the earliest ages be teaching you how to be critical.
Yeah.
Like critical thinking skills.
Oh my God.
But what they do is they start out, and Hazel just started kindergarten, and we're terrified. Like, I want to get her the fuck out of this school as soon as possible. Cause she's learning how to walk in a line. She's learning how to all this shit. And she just went to this hippy dippy preschool where
now it's Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Yeah. Now it's just you need to learn how to behave. And Hazel, God bless her, like, she came home from school the first day and she was like, I was like, how do you like your teacher? And she said, well, she yelled a couple of times. And I was like, well, what do you think about that? And she said, oh, I just found this other girl in the class and I looked at her every time she yelled and I went,
that's awesome.
And I was like, you have a healthy mistrust of authority already.
Yeah.
Like, you don't take that on yourself.
Yeah.
When the teacher is yelling, you're not like, how do I solve this? How do I fix this? How do I make this better? She's just like, that woman's crazy.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. I'm
good old Hazel. That's
so
fantastic.
proud of that. But no, it's I think a lot of people never quite get there, you know? They never think that there is anything beyond what is written on the page is what is the page. And that's why they're so easy to dupe when they fall into Fox News or Alex Jones.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, what this guy's telling me is right. Like, that's the news.
Yeah. It came out of the television.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's hear another spite.
Okay, I'm going to do 2 in a row now. The first one is from my beloved sister, Mandy. I'm so excited she called in.
Thanks for calling, Mandy.
Then the second one is from our classic good old fop, Mr. John McCarran.
Oh, bring it.
Hello, Dad Jeans. Longtime family, first-time caller. So we are a family full of spites. This is Mandy, Jeff's sister. And my spite is when people don't do what they say they're going to do. Just do it or don't volunteer to do it. That's all.
What's up, guys? It's McCarran. I'm calling with my spite mail. I live on the phone for my occupation. I will be on the phone sometimes 4 or 5 hours a day. And what really, really grates against me is when people don't know how to use a phone. You've used your phone your entire life. How do you not know how to use it? People will either, they will talk so loud like the microphone is jammed down their mouth. So they're talking like this and it's completely garbled. Or they'll have the receiver below their chin, a la Denzel Washington in The Pelican Brief, where he is moving the phone away from his face so we can see his lovely visage. Also irritating, speakerphone. God, quit with the speakerphones. I get on conference calls with people who will set up a speakerphone and they all sit 10 feet away from it, and it's like they're mumbling to me. Or if they're sitting close to it, it sounds like they're in a tin shed, and the acoustics are awful. That is terrible when you have to be on the phone for hours and hours every day. Anyway, love you much. Bye.
Speakerphone.
Okay, yeah, speakerphone is terrible. How have we not conquered this fucking technology?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Everything about it is horrible.
It is horrible. It is so and they've got they're so expensive. They've got those futuristic. I mean, we all know this, right? Like the 3-piece stand.
The thing that is going to conquer the world.
With the speaker in the middle.
War of the Worlds thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't pick up shit.
Nope.
Like, why do we not have, we all have smartphones now. Why can't we just get a little dongle that plugs into our phone?
Yep.
And it puts us all together in the same room.
Have you ever talked on Skype on your phone and then talked on the regular phone on your phone?
No.
The difference in sound is absolutely incredible.
In that Skype is better?
Skype is amazing. Suddenly you're like, oh, I can hear everything. I can hear nuance. I can hear emotion. I can hear people down the hall.
Really?
And then you, with the same exact device, you call them on the traditional telephone line or whatever.
Right.
And it's this bullshit where you can't understand a goddamn word anyone's saying.
You know what's missing in cell phones is the on a regular phone, like on a handset, there's your own voice is amplified back to you, and on headphones that doesn't happen. Have you ever noticed this? So that's why it always feels so flat.
Oh yeah,
because you don't hear your own voice. You're just speaking. It's not, your own voice is not in your ears, but it would
there's
be
a quarter
on
of a second lag. You can also never get. Remember when cell phones first came out? You were like, God, I can't get a flow going in any of my.
Yes, it was painful.
I no longer want to like spend time on the phone with anybody because we keep interrupting each other.
And that still exists?
Yeah. Oh, the lag is permanent. It's now the new world order.
I've never even. You're right.
Oh,
You're right.
Fuck cell phones. Fuck telephones. Fuck talking to each other. Fuck Alexander Graham Bell.
Okay, I'm with you. But it did feel nice. Like there is a warmth to a landline that you just don't.
Once upon it, that's over.
We have one.
We have one that isn't plugged in, but we pay for the line.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And, the VoIP thing. We wanted an analog landline, and we had to browbeat AT&T into giving it to us.
Really?
Yeah.
They're like, you don't want that shit.
I know, and we're like, we know exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be a fucking earthquake.
Yep.
And we'll be the only people in the neighborhood with a landline.
And you know what I did? I went beyond. We have a cordless headset. I went beyond that. I bought a phone with like a fucking bungee cord, like a good old fashioned one.
Like the old kitchen wall phone?
Yeah, because I have a phone that's sitting there for the earthquake.
That's awesome.
Because I went through go to the wire cutter, ladies and gentlemen, and look at their earthquake preparation kit.
Oh yeah,
I bought it. I got a fucking. You see my jug of water outside there?
Good for you.
I got
like
a
rainwater.
Giant gallon. I mean, it's like several gallon thing.
I peed into it before I rang your doorbell.
That's fine. I put purity tablets in there.
Do you have purity tablets?
Purity tablets.
Will they make me a virgin again?
They may. Yeah. When you peed in there, you lost you gained your virginity.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Let's go back to my sister because this is such a Dinsmore. My Sarah is going to hear this and she's going to be like, your sister and you are like fucking peas in a pod. Like,
yeah,
I am so 100% behind that. You do not just don't volunteer. Like, that's the thing that kills me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that you're not doing anything. It's that you're pretending that you're going to do something. And then I have to be on your fucking ass to do it.
Yep.
You know, or like my life is affected. Like, if you are a lazy son of a bitch and you don't get anything done,
own it.
Know that about yourself and don't offer.
Yeah. There are very famous words that go something like, your word is your bond and you do what you say you're going to do.
Where'd those words come from?
Melania Trump.
Oh, she's good.
And by way of Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama.
Your word is your bond and you do what you say you are going to do.
She's good. Like when sorry. I'm not going to go any further with that. Yeah, poor Melania Trump.
Poor Melania Trump.
I totally get that. I feel like there is a very our friend used to live in the Middle East. She works for the State Department, and she said that was like a thing there, like. Turkey, maybe it was, which I recognize is not quite the Middle East, but
it's on its way.
It's on its way.
It's like the end of the Orient Express.
They had in their culture, they couldn't say that they can't say that they couldn't do something. So like you'd take your car in to be fixed, and you'd be like, I would like this by Friday. Could you do that? And they'll be like, oh yeah. Of course. Yeah, we'll do it by Friday. And then you show up on Friday, and you'd be like, hey, you said you were going to do it today, and they'd be like, oh yeah. We didn't. We got it done today, but then you have to come Tuesday to pick it up. And she was like, this is so fucking frustrated because everyone tells you. Like, it's shameful to say that you can't do anything. So,
I see.
You have
even
to,
though it's impossible, you say you can.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess when you live in that culture, you start to not ask people for things or something. Like,
that's kind of brilliant. I guess, you know what? Without realizing it, that's been my strategy my whole life. I say, sure, I can do that for you, hoping eventually people will stop relying on me for
You're
things.
the person my sister hates.
I know. Mandy, I'm sorry. I'm having a big come to Jesus as we're talking about this stuff.
To be fair, Brendan, you have never offered to do anything for me, and you've never done anything for me. So I feel like you and me, we're good.
We're square.
Okay, let's talk. Let's listen to longtime fop Tiffany Hudson, one of our favorite people, and tell me you know her fella
Mike Stelmar.
Mike Stelmar, there you go, and he's actually our introduction.
Oh yeah.
So Tiffany and her friends got together and had some wine. and they were going to leave us some voice messages. Ended up leaving us like 20 minutes of voice messages.
They did.
A little bit intense.
I had to edit it way down, guys.
So we had to cut it down. But one of the friends that got cut out, I have to refer to his call. So we'll do that after we listen to Tiffany and Mike.
All right,
hey, guys. It's Tiffany.
And
Mike. We've been meaning to call in, but Mike decided that we had to be drinking and drunk.
Well, the actual thing was we were going to buy wines from your sponsor.
From Workman Air.
But we got impatient and we waited too long and now we just happen to be drunk. So
now we're calling in order to get in on the Spite Club action for episode 75. Which, by the way, episode 75, woo-hoo! That's exciting. Congratulations, guys. Okay,
when you pull up to a urinal, this is your urinal parking spot, and some guy pulls up next to you, and he decides to get on it. He's on his phone. It's odd that someone is on their cell phone. Basically, their cell phone is pointed in your general direction.
Okay, my turn. This is Tiffany. So when I was growing up, my window was up against the street. And there were people they would have these house parties, and then they would say goodbye. I would hear them say goodbye, and it's midnight. And then they would continue to talk in the street. Like, if you're going to have a conversation, go back inside. The rest of us are trying to sleep because it's midnight on a Thursday. So that's how I feel about that.
Couple of voyeurs over here.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it's true.
One of them's got, I use my cell phone in the bathroom all the time. I will be honest.
I'm guilty also.
Because
I've probably done it next to Mike.
Oh, probably.
And I took a picture of his penis.
Yeah.
So we're
while you were doing it. I think you sent that to me. Nice penis, Mike. By the way.
I think I texted you and I was like, "Hey, by the way, this is Mike's penis."
Yeah, I've never seen Mike, but I've seen your penis, and it's great.
It's pretty great. Great penis, Mike.
Great penis.
Great penis. Hey, Mike, nice penis.
But I use it all the time in the bathroom because I have children, and that's like literally the only time that I can get away.
Yeah.
Right?
You know the whole Louis C.K. thing about like when he's finally alone in the house, he takes the biggest dump of his life?
No.
As soon as my family leaves the house, I'm on that toilet, and even if I don't have to go, I will within an hour.
Really?
And it's just like, here we go.
No, you do that when your family is there, because then that's the only chance to
also
lock the doors.
Yeah.
Well, I'm with you on that. And then Tiffany's, the people talking outside your window.
Mm-hmm. And for an 8-year-old to hear these horrible, who knows what they're saying to each other?
I'm curious. I'd love for Tiffany to call back and explain to us what exactly she learned
heard.
from those
Yeah, it sounds like she had to grow up really fast.
Yeah, it does. But we've got this house behind us that
they're the ones who do sex in a way you object to.
No, that was just
that's the halfway house.
That was
over
just
here?
a hypothetical.
I see.
Right in. Everyone around me, from what I know, does sex in a way I approve of. Yeah. But no, these people behind us, I don't know what they're doing, but they come outside and, you would think, you would assume they were smoking pot because they're coughing. Like everyone in this house is coughing like they've got TB.
Are they minors?
I don't know. Maybe they're going in there like mining for diamonds or something. They've like excavated their basement. But it's so crazy. And for like a long time, like we'll be trying to go to bed. For like an hour, they'll be coughing. The other night, we're laying in bed. I hear this music.
Herbie Hancock?
And so I'm like, what is that music? Are the neighbors having a party? And Sarah's like, I think actually Coldplay is playing the Rose Bowl tonight. We're like 5 miles from the Rose Bowl. I like started listening and it's like, I'm like, holy shit, it's Coldplay.
Wow.
We're hearing a Coldplay concert broadcast throughout the entire neighborhood.
Wow, look at that.
No, that's bad because they suck.
Oh, no, they do suck. I heard Paul McCartney once in my old Hobbit house.
I would
because I lived next to the Hollywood Bowl.
That would be fun, but just once, like it wasn't a regular occurrence. Like the winds just had to be going just right.
Yeah, exactly. I think I heard like Cher and Paul McCartney and everyone else.
Okay.
Yep. Yo Ma, maybe.
Yeah. Yo ma. Okay, now we have 3 calls in a row about food.
Oh.
From our friend Matt Ransford, a guy from Bowling Green. I can't
I'm obsessed with
quite
that
catch
guy.
his name, but he's so funny.
Yep.
This is I think his name is Zoran Shamblad. And
oh yeah, I think he's a friend of
Sam's. Yeah, definitely. He called in on the Sam episode. So we've got
Zoran Shamblad,
3, and then there's Kyle from New York. So we've got some spites about
is that
food.
Kyle Jarrow?
No.
Okay, another Kyle.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad Jeans, what's going on? This is Matt Ransford calling in for the Spitetacular. My Spite Club today is almond milk. This one is short and sweet, but not really that sweet because it tastes like undersugared water, and it's a really terrible monocrop to be growing in California, given the state of the drought, because those trees need a ton of water, and it's not very good. That's it. That's my Spite. Almond milk.
Gentlemen, Zoran Schamblatt here, calling from Louisville, Kentucky. I remember me, I'm the frozen foods guy. One of the things, I heard the show, and you said one of the things which bothers you should call in with, I think there's a terrible war on starches. So at the school lunch meals, you don't see potatoes, rice, pasta, and things of that nature too much. And I told Diane, I said, Maddie and Marshall come home and they're starving. And so I think we've gone to such an extreme with these kids, with the proteins and the vegetables. And again, I sell those things, so I'm not against them. But I think a little starch in your diet is a good thing. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Kyle from New York. Just calling in to spew some hate, not really looking for some advice. What really pisses me off is when I go to a bar or a restaurant, I order a beer, pints of beer, and they serve it not in a pint glass that you normally would expect. They serve it in a tall, fluted glass. I fucking hate that shit. I try to send it back, demand a regular pint glass, and I want to murder whoever gives me that ungodly glass. That's it. Dad Jeans out.
So good. Okay, almond milk.
Yeah. Garbage.
The war on starches and flute glasses for beer.
I'll start at the end. I am so 100% on board with that. Like,
amen, Kyle.
I fucking like a pint glass is all you need.
Yeah.
The shape of the glass doesn't affect the taste of the beer.
It does not. And if your beer company is like, it has to be this shaped glass so you can look like a Pusey while you drink it, fuck that shit.
Have you seen those German ones? It's like a big wooden thing and it's got like the glasses in the wood. Like it looks like a pencil holder or something. And then you've got like this weird like apothecary shaped glass inside.
right, yeah.
And then you drink, you don't take the glass out of the wood thing, it's connected, it's attached to the wood thing,
and so you're
drinking with this giant wood thing attached,
and you have to be like a woodpecker and bend into it.
Absurd. And then I'm looking at like I want a pint and someone gives me this little thing, and like generally this is a beer that's like 12% alcohol or whatever, but like you give me this little glass, like I don't want that. Like,
yeah,
give me the beer that is big and will take me some time to deal with.
Because I'm here to have a pint in a chat, not to drink out of a port glass and be a fancy little Nancy.
It's not whiskey. I'm not fucking drinking a sipping whiskey.
Yeah,
I'm drinking a beer.
It's carbonated, so you chug it. One chugs this shit.
Absolutely, I'm 100%.
Kyle, amen, brother, man.
Almond milk, I agree. I don't even know how do you even get milk from an almond?
From their teats.
Is that
from the teeny tiny teats?
It is like the most non-watery item. Like a nut has no water inside it.
I know, and
why is almond milk the thing?
And
peach milk,
almonds,
I can see.
Oh, peach milk, sure. Yeah, absolutely. What other kind of milk? Brazil nut milk, I'm sure, would be quite hearty. and nutty.
Very possibly.
But yeah, almonds and the fact that every single almond takes 9,000 gallons of water to produce.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
Suggests maybe don't drink almond milk.
Done with it. Not healthy. Not good for you.
Yeah, it basically provides nothing.
No. And then what was the other one? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Zorn Chabdow.
Zoram Shamblad. I hope to God that's your real name. And I'm sorry if we're making fun of it, but it's this guy's
you are one of our favorite human beings on earth.
Just call every week and say something.
Just
to us.
Please, Louisville, Kentucky. I think his restraint, his delivery, his
things of that nature,
and his command of the simple thing. He's a defender of the common man.
He should really be doing this podcast.
He should be. He should be at least hosting it.
If you ever want to join us on an episode, Zoram, please, you're welcome. We'll fly you out here.
And there is a major war on starches going on.
Sarah and I have started this low carb diet.
Oh, sure. You just get a taper throughout the day till by dinner you're not having any.
You know, I have not had bread. I've had bread maybe 3 times in 3 months.
Get a load of this guy.
I've been really sticking to it.
You look like $1 million.
I have eaten pizza a few times.
Well, you can't avoid eating pizza.
I haven't lost any weight because I keep going. I'm not. There isn't any long stretch of time when I'm doing this. Like her dad was in town, so we went out to eat.
Always someone's visiting.
Someone's always visiting. There's always something that you have to do. You know.
I'd like to show you this.
You got a little pocket notebook there.
Yeah.
What is that? What are you doing in there?
This is going to sound crazy.
You're writing down everything you eat?
I write down everything I eat. I write down everything I spend, and I write down all exercise.
Okay.
And every day has a page, and I like trying to get a hand. All
Does
the
that
things
feel
that are
motivational
unconscious.
to you?
Eating, yeah, because then I'm like, well, I could take a bite of this, but then I have to fucking write it down.
Mm-hmm.
So I could also just not eat this cookie that some person in the office put out.
That's an interesting. Did you read that on Lifehacker or something? Or
no, I found this notebook and I was like, you know what I'm unconscious about? Fucking snacking. And if if I raise it to a conscious level, it'll be a whole different story.
You know, honestly, the only time I ever lost weight was when I was writing on my blog every single day, like every item that I wrote, and I would be like 5 tortilla chips. And it helped. It worked.
It's
the only time I've ever lost
you have to
weight.
make it conscious.
Yeah, you do have to make it conscious. So that almost in itself is as much of a hurdle as eating right.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yes.
Like you're not only are you now you're doing two new things.
Did I tell you about when I did a herbal cleanse that I got off the internet in January of 2006?
No, what is that? A douche?
Basically, through the mouth, out the butt.
Yeah, no, you did a thing like was it a fast?
Yes. It was 5 days where I put this mixture that I got off the internet, mixed it with some like apple juice and drank it.
Syrup.
It was like that thing sort of, but this was like apple pectin and psyllium husks and bentonite clay and some other bullshit.
Psyllium husks and bentonite clay?
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was insane.
What is that? Our insect overlords gave you that food? What did that come from?
And actually, speaking of BLP, I started this and Brian L. Perkins. And then that night, this is January 2006, mind you, yep. I went to his apartment in Boston when he and Aaron lived in Boston before any of us had kids, where I had even met Emily.
Yep.
And we played poker.
Oh, that sounds
And
great.
I drank white wine, and then on the drive home, I had to pull over and run into an Irish bar and explode into the toilet because I had begun this crazy thing.
Wow.
And here's my point. So anyway, and then you get the mucus ropes. Don't Google that. But
cleanses are awful. They're not good for you. They don't do anything for you.
Well, here I have 2 things to say. A, I did not get a cold for 9 years.
Okay, I'm sure it was because of that.
And B, there was a point after day 3, like I drank this stuff 5 times a day and didn't have anything else.
Yep.
And on like the beginning of day 3, I really felt something like click and like let go, and it was this like unconscious eating thing.
Total consciousness
around eating. I did briefly.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Gunga,
what?
Galunga.
The Gunga.
Gunga, Galunga, Gunga.
Gunga, Galunga.
Yeah,
that's a river in India. What?
Caddyshack.
Oh, Caddyshack.
Yeah. 95% of the male listeners to this will recognize that. And the other 5%, I don't know, you must have grown up in a commune.
In India, they call the big river that runs through it Gunga.
Gunga? Mm-hmm. How about that? So was there an end to that story?
The fact that I realized how unconscious my eating was.
Oh, okay. And then that felt like a revelation?
Big time.
Oh. Yeah, it is. It's true. It's something that filters in and out. Mm-hmm. I noticed that I definitely eat in. There are times when I like eat out of defiance, like out of like fuck you universe. I'm going to eat this cheese.
I know because it's not fair.
It's not fair.
But we, Jeffrey, you
Ryan
and I.
Lochte.
Here's the thing, buddy.
Yeah.
You and I have to manage our weight. We're not like other people. Some people are naturally skinny. We know some.
My wife.
Yep.
She can eat just fucking whatever she wants to.
Ugh.
And she has the self-control of a fucking minotaur. She can do whatever she wants to.
Unbelievable. Minotaurs are known for their self-control.
That's what they say.
But Dowling, Felden, they're very skinny guys, and they don't even have to try. They just eat pizza for every meal and whiskey. But
don't need to think about it.
You and I, we're not blessed in that way. We have to. It's constantly on our minds. And when we're 60, everyone's body goes at 60, but we will have decades of preparation.
Okay.
And we'll be a little bit better off than the guys who don't have to worry about it. No offense, Felding and Dowling, but have a look when you turn 60. Like, seek advice from us.
Yeah, so 60 will be good. Looking forward to that.
Then we're all the same size.
Next call is from a grand old fop, Sam Sadden. Lovely to hear from you, Sam. Let's hear what's going on in your world.
What up, Dad Jeans? This is Sam Sadden, just calling in. I wanted to join the Spitetacular, and I got lots of gripes, but an issue that's been kind of rubbing me wrong lately is the issue of hard cider commercials on TV these days, making cider masculine. It's really pissing me off. We got Angry Orchard, we got Red's Apple Ale, we got the Smith and Forge, we got Blake's. They're all really pushing this cider is manly. Whatever, fine, I get it. But like, just simmer it down a little bit, guys. It's really ridiculous. In one of the Blake's commercials, I think they said there's like this hipster guy with a beard, and he's like going through some bar, and there's a bunch of beautiful women around him, and one of the women asks, "How hard is it?" referring to the hard ale. And he's like, "It's hard enough." Like, fuck that shit. No. I'm not playing that. I don't want to see that. I don't need that to drink some apple cider. One of the commercials for Smith and Forge was like, strong, sturdy, but not too sweet. Fuck that. Get that out of my face. No. No, no, no. At least Strongbow keeps Patrick Stewart in the mix, you know? But whatever. Those commercials piss me off. I see where they're going. I know what they're doing. I'm not buying it. I love you guys. Props to BLP. Peace out.
Listen to that. Was that the end of the feud?
Wow. Now there can be peace throughout the land.
Yeah. Sam Sadden and had challenged Brian L. Perkins to a feud, and he just gave him a shout out.
Yeah, lovely.
I think it's over.
It's over, or it just heated up.
We have talked to Sam a number of times on this podcast. I don't recall him ever having a Southern accent. Where did that come from?
I love the soul that he's bringing to this.
He really feels it. Yeah. I'm with him on that.
Isn't he from like Vermont or something like that?
He's from Iowa.
That's what it is.
But he, I haven't really seen any of those cider ads that he's talking about.
I have seen some of them, and he is totally right. They're trying as hard as they can to appeal to a demographic that is probably like cider. It's so cloying. I've like in the 90s, cider, just as we could start drinking in the 95.
Yeah. Cider just started.
Yeah.
Becoming an over-the-counter sort of thing, right?
I tried it a couple times, and I was like, "Oh, cider! Look at this snake bite." It's terrible.
It's like it's to a regular cigarette, or it's to a regular beer what a clove cigarette is to a regular beer.
What an amazing observation.
Cigarette,
yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Or a beady, an Indian beady. Or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Ridiculous.
It is just, but I mean, in England, you drink a cider. There's nothing. Ireland, there's nothing.
Cough medicine. It's just cough medicine.
That.
No, I object, and it's not for people who came to the bar to have savory experience and a pint in the chat.
No, that's true.
It's for people who want to have dessert and need to like put a rubber nipple on it. Why don't you?
Yeah, no, it's not something I want several of.
No, and sugary drinks in general. Like remember the apple teeny was all the rage for a little while.
Yeah,
sugary drinks. What do you do? Don't drink alcohol if you want it to also be dessert. That makes no sense.
No, it's true. It should feel like a little bit rough and awful.
It should be a challenge
and hard to your palate. So we're going to do some Brian L. Perkins, and then we're going to check in with my one of the calls that I am most excited about, and this is my friend Amber McClincha from high school.
Oh yeah,
who I haven't seen in years, but she's become a Dad Jeans listener, and it's so exciting to me that she's in my life in this way, and maybe we can discuss that a little bit afterwards.
Fantastic.
Here we go. Brian L. Perkins, Amber McClincha.
Hey, Dad Jeans. This is Brian L. Perkins with a Spike Club for you. People at the airport or anywhere else in the world who get on an escalator and stand on the left can rot in a fucking hole.
Hey, Dad Jeans. Jeff, this is Amber. I promised you I would send you a spite, and then I'm like 5 weeks after the deadline you gave me. But check, you haven't posted Spitetacular yet, so I thought maybe I could still scoot in. So what I thought of for my Spitetacular that really drives me insane is people who throw their arms in the fucking elevator. So you've got to your destination, you've pushed the button, you've waited your turn to get on the elevator, and then some D-bag comes flying in, and all of a sudden, the world centers around him. Everything should stop as he throws his arm in like he's more important than you who have been sitting there patiently waiting for the elevator to take you up. Guess what? It always comes back down, and you can get on it then. There's no reason to do that to other humans. You're not more important. Get over yourself. Wait for the doors to open back up and get on the fucking elevator. It's really simple. So that's my
escalator and elevator.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Brian L. Perkins. You encounter this on the subway all the time, right?
All the time.
Yeah, and
it makes me absolutely insane.
Livid.
There's a code. Mm-hmm. There's a code, goddammit. Mm-hmm. And people also just walking down the hall when people have conversations, especially when men are talking to women, they decide to walk slow down the hall and fill up the entire hallway with their fucking man self.
With their big bodies.
With their big,
trying to be
wide, corn-fed bodies. And I'm like, get the fuck. Like, I know you're trying to
star in
flirt
Tarzan.
Go star in Tarzan.
Yeah.
Exactly. And people who stand on the left side of the escalator and then look at their phone. Yeah, I seriously want to grab that phone and throw it down on the subway tracks.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you, Brian.
Yeah, and the elevator as well on Amber's. It's just like there are elevators. You're not going to die if you miss this elevator.
Yeah, and if you're in a hurry, that's not the people on the elevator's fault.
No. What are you're gonna throw an elbow at one of them?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yep,
with you on that.
I'm gonna stop running for elevators now.
Good for you. Okay, we're gonna do 4 in a row.
Oh,
we're doing a mega mix right now.
Oh, the super group.
Yeah, we got our fop Brian Kahn, who I don't think we've heard from yet. My brother-in-law Mark Smith. We've got a oh my God, no, sorry. We're starting out with Tron Walsh Cunane, a grand old fop, our first fop, I believe. Yeah, our first fop of the week. Lovely to hear from him. And then we're going to end on something very odd.
Okay.
That happened.
Excellent.
Hey, it's Tron again. And my Spite Club is definitely people who drive the speed limit on what we call Suicide Alley, which is between exit 9 and the Orleans Rotary. On Cape Cod, it's basically one lane in each direction. And if the person in front of you is driving the speed limit, you're screwed.
Hey guys, this is Brian Kahn with a big time spite for your Spitetacular. And it's this. People who speed up for a red light and or stop sign. Why? No good can come out of it. You know, for the driver, they're wasting gas due to the acceleration. It's not eco-friendly. They're putting wear and tear on the brake system. And they're not getting closer to their destination. They're not getting there sooner. It's a lose, 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 lose situation. And for the rest of us, well, let me just speak for myself, these speedsters and their impatient mobiles, they're barreling down on me. I'm doing the conscientious glide to a stop, and I could feel getting rammed.
How do you get lubrication off an iPad cover that has been overly used?
So that last one, I don't even think that's a spite. I don't know how that got into her.
Who was that?
No, he didn't. No name. Just wanted to know the answer to his question.
How do you get lubrication off an iPad cover? I'll tell him.
No,
a hair dryer.
Oh wow! Listen to that.
Yeah.
You would say that would work for Astroglide?
Yep, that's exactly what it works for.
Interesting. Gooby Gone wouldn't work.
Goo Gone can work, but if you need to get like a sticker or something,
isn't it Gooby Gone?
Is it Gooby Gone?
I like Gooby Gone better.
Gooby
than
Gone.
Who would ever call it Goo Gone?
The Go-Gons.
Oh, the Go-Gons from Gogantia?
Yeah. Yep. Those are the ones.
Okay, well, listen to that. There, you got your question answered, even though it had nothing to do with our episode.
That was really funny.
Tron's question, I didn't understand it. What's
so here's the deal.
Alley?
Suicide Alley is a stretch of Route 6 on Cape Cod, which Cape Cod is a peninsula that has one main drag, which is Route 6. And there's a part of it, it's a highway, but then it reduces down from like 2 lanes to 1 lane for one long 13-mile stretch. Okay. And it's 1 lane on either side. It's called Suicide Alley because for a long time it was just 2 yellow lines. Like it was like a regular road, but people went 60 miles an hour on it. Okay. So there'd be these head-on collisions where fucking everybody in the town died.
Ugh. So people are just pissed because you're like if you're stuck behind someone there, you got to wait for 13 miles.
Because once you get on Suicide Alley, there's this whole thing where as you're driving towards it, this just happened to me a couple weeks ago, when you know Suicide Alley is coming and the lanes you're all in are all going to reduce down to 1 lane, and you start to see who are the slow drivers, and you're like, I'm not going to be behind that motherfucker for the next 13 miles because there goes like 20 extra minutes of my life that I don't have.
Amazing.
And so people start gunning past the slow drivers as you start to approach Suicide Alley.
Right.
And it really sucks when the speed limit is 55 miles an hour and someone is going fucking 55 miles an hour because it feels like you're walking.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, of course.
It's the worst.
Feeling. Sure. Okay. Yeah. These are all like calls about wayfinding. You know.
Yeah, the wayfinding calls.
Or there are many calls about wayfinding in this world.
And then there's Brian Kahn
with speeding up to go to the stoplight. Absolutely. When people pass me to get to a stoplight, that is just like murder.
Yeah, because we're all,
rage
or it's like getting on an airplane. It's like we're all gonna get on the airplane,
and it's like there's something particularly insulting about that in terms of like, you know that we're going to the same place. Just ease up. Like it tells me so much about your personality if you were going to speed up to pass me to get to a stoplight.
Exactly.
Like you are just a dick in life who is just like barreling his way in front of others, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot that you can tell about a person from the way they drive.
I was just watching, so Bill Burr has his podcast and he's in London right now.
Yeah. And just listened to it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
He's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he was talking about how people from another part of the world where there's oil in the ground come to London for 2 weeks every summer.
Yeah.
And they fly their Lamborghinis along with themselves.
Is that true?
Yeah. And this is a whole thing. Like hundreds of people do it, and they have unlimited wealth, and they fly themselves in their 4-bedroom airplanes. But then they also, on a separate plane, fly their McLarens, which cost so they don't have to rent a car. It costs $35,000 to fly their car.
It's peanuts.
So that they can have it in London.
Who? That's nothing. Why not? You need that car in London.
That is so obscene and disgusting to me.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I would behave if I had a lot of money.
35.
I might fly a Cessna around. But you're right. $35,000 to fly a car somewhere is a lot of money. In Dubai, when I was in Dubai, like there there's like a luxury car graveyard where people just leave their cars
because they buy it to have while they're in Dubai for a couple of days, and then they leave it by the airport.
Yeah.
So they're like McLaren's collecting dust.
Yeah.
That's we need to bring.
I've never even heard of a McLaren. You're so much fancier than me. That you
dude,
know what a McLaren is.
like Lamborghini is a poor man's McLaren. So what you and I need to do?
McLaren. What is that? The Irish?
I know. It's
Irish
so weird.
Car company.
Well, I guess it's an Italian name, McLaren. The McLarens of Florence.
Okay. Sure.
You and I need to rent an aircraft carrier from the Navy.
Yeah.
Go to Dubai and collect all those dust bunny fucking Lamborghinis and bring them to the United States and sell them.
Why not?
Move those units.
All right, let's do it.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on. Cleansing our palate from that last lube on the iPad call. My niece and nephew gave us some spites, which is so cute.
Hi, I'm Lexi, and my spite is when people chew gum loudly. Hi, my name is Noah, and my spite is when people make tons of noise right where I am.
All right. Thanks, Dad Jeans. Have a great Spitetacular.
Lexi and Noah, not fans of the noise.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you.
Gum chewing is upsetting. I think there are other kinds of chewing that really bother me more than gum. Like there's a rhythm to a gum that I can just like tune out on. Mm-hmm. But when people like are like, you know, it's weird things. It's like things like lettuce or salad that like have an unevenness to them. Like you'll sort of get like a crunch and then you'll get a moist
squirt
sound. Yeah, there's just like weird like combinations.
Yeah, you're inside their project of working through this pile of garbage they're putting in their head, and it's really hard. It is really horrible. I subject Giggle Girl to this every day.
Really?
Because I eat salad and I'm like, haunch. Yeah, it's horrible. I wouldn't want to be her.
Yeah. No, and people being loud where I am, fuck those people. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. No,
people being loud, I know, and people being like, "Look at me!" That happens on the expo line, and I'm like, "Okay, really? I'm looking at you. Now, what are you gonna do?"
I used to, when I was in my 20s on the New York subway, I would do that, and I would be like, "Everyone thinks I'm so funny."
Oh, I know. Yeah, me too. I know.
I'm so drunk and funny. Let's be loud, you guys.
I'm so drunk and funny. Yeah. I wish I could remove that sentence from the brains of all Americans.
Yep. No can do, bro. We all have to go through it. Okay. Let's get back to Amber and our final Brian Perkins.
My second one is way more girly, and you told me you didn't want this to be a sausage fest. So there are two things, actually, that are kind of opposites, yet in my mind they're the exact same thing. And those two things are clothing choices of camo and tie-dye. So camo, like I get it has a purpose. You're out fighting a war and you don't want them to see you. Or I guess even you're in the woods killing animals. You don't want them to see you. Wear your camouflage there. But when I'm at my kids' baseball games and the other team has these camo uniforms, like what? You think you're going to steal a base and no one's going to see you? It's just dumb and it's ugly. And I'm just being judgy. It's just so America-y. I just hate it. And even worse than that is pink camo. Pull it together, ladies. It's just fucking ugly. And again, being the opposite of camo is the tie-dye. People are like, oh, it's so happy. I love colors. I'm a colorful person. But you don't have to wear all of them at once. And I get it. Being the little left liberal I am, I should love this shit. But it just drives me insane. It's so booyah. It's so stare at me. And then every camp that my kid goes to, they always send a note. Send a plain white shirt so we can make tie-dye. Yeah, because every fucking week of the summer, my kid needs to come home with a new tie-dyed shirt. So I've just come to the point, I send running shirts in, like from old races that I know I'm never going to wear. And then they chastise him because he didn't send in a plain white shirt.
Hey, Dad James, here's a spite club for you. I hate my own fucking sense of entitlement. Why do I think I deserve all this shit? Why do I think that? Where did I get it? Where did it come from? It's not making me happy. It's bullshit. Fuck it.
Exactly.
God, classic.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Classic.
so good.
I hate my own sense of entitlement as well.
Me too. What do I deserve? Some sort of shit? Like what? What am I? I'm entitled to some like
You're entitled
success?
to nothing.
Nothing. I should be grateful for what I have, and so but I get into a little snit now and then
about everything. I mean, this is really like the epitome of all spites, because it's like we are just like spend our entire. We've spent this entire podcast talking about like our how angry we are about all this shit, but like we don't deserve anything.
No, God, no.
Who cares that we're angry about it?
No, yeah, we don't deserve. The world is arbitrarily brutal and unfair.
Exactly.
And the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can let go of these little problems we have.
That's right. But then we end up like living in a camper and driving around and teaching our children how to surf,
and very happy.
Yeah.
Well, we are. Our children aren't.
No, our children are miserable.
It begs the question, the age-old question: what economy are you preparing your children for?
We're gonna get into that in the next episode of Dad Jeans.
Oh, we certainly are. And Amber McClincha is a real find. She is so funny, and I love her.
Let me tell you about Amber. So she was I was the senior class president, senior year of high school.
Not bad.
She was the student council president. So she was like my boss.
That's how the org chart worked?
Not really. But we were in the same grade, and I always knew Amber had something going for her.
Yeah.
And she was just we were like sort of in the same world. We were never like really close friends, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But I always respected Amber McClincha, and I knew she was going to do good things in her life.
Yeah.
And she's calling into Dad Jeans. And I'm doing a podcast, so clearly we've both conquered the world.
Is she living in Michigan right now?
I think she does. I think she moved to Detroit, maybe.
Hey, you know what? I love the sound of a liberal living somewhere in a battleground state.
She's all in. She's liberal as fuck.
I love that.
Oh, totally on board with Amber.
Keep going, politics. Amber followed me on Twitter today, and I felt a little starstruck because I had been editing this particular.
Wow, I love that. That's such a cool feeling. Like Tiffany Hudson, I'm like, I love that she calls in and like, you know, is tweeting us, but I'm in awe of her. I'm like,
yeah,
who is this person?
Oh yeah, yeah. The polarities are reversed. We are starstruck by our listeners.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, how would you listen to us? Thank you.
Yeah, God, what are you doing?
Okay, now I have one final call, Brendan.
Okay.
This is a last last minute call that you haven't even heard yet.
Oh, excellent.
And it's long. It's 5 minutes long, but it is by a person who works in a restaurant, and it contains wisdom that is we all need to know. We
Excellent.
need to hear this.
Oh, good.
We're doing you a public service.
Okay.
Listeners.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Hello, Brendan and Jeffrey. This is Nick Weiner calling from San Francisco. You may know me as the nameless, faceless boyfriend of the oft-mentioned Martine Donovan. Martine and I are both musicians and also both work in the service industry, and we decided to come up with a list of our top 5 spites for restaurant goers. These are things that people do in the restaurant, behavior that no adult should ever exhibit in a public place. We are calling in as a public service to let your listeners know, if you ever dine out, don't ever do any of these things unless you want your server to hate you and ignore you and resent you. Number 1, when ordering, don't ask me what I like or what's good. Chances are our tastes are very different, and it's also highly likely that I have worked here for years and I don't like any of our food because I eat this shit every day and it all tastes the same to me now. Instead, try and narrow it down to a couple dishes that you're in between, and it's perfectly fine to ask which of those do I prefer, or you can even ask what's popular if you have nothing in mind and don't know where to start. Number 2, and this is more for the millennials who listen to the show, order off the menu. Do not sit down in a restaurant, pull out your phone, and look at our Yelp pages for pictures of food that appeal to you. They are often no longer on our menu, or they might be seasonal items. And I don't care if you want the stone fruit salad, because it's fucking winter, people, and I'm not in the business of selling peaches in January. Number 3, get your belongings off the table. Your table is not a storage locker for your phones, your keys, your sunglasses. This is a space for plates and nothing else, so get that shit off of there. Also, when a server approaches your table to either deliver or clear plates, and I can't stress this enough, people, get your elbows off the fucking table. There is often limited space for the plates, your wine glass, your water, your beer, salt and pepper shaker, candle holder, knife and fork. The last thing I need is having to weave around your fucking limbs. Number 4, when your table is being bussed, whoever it is, whether it's your server or a busser, do not try and hand your plates to whoever is bussing your table. It is a delicate balance, and everyone has their own system for how they clear a table, but chances are if you hand them something, it's not going to be in the order in which they would have picked it up. This will cause them to have to go and return everything to the dishwasher and make an extra trip back for the rest of the dishes at your table. So don't hand it over. Let them take care of that shit. Number 5, and this is probably most important, tip your server. And I'm sure many of you out there are thinking, I always do, unless they give really shitty service and don't deserve it or something. But let me play out a scenario here that I have seen occur far too many times to count. Let's say you're dining out with a large party. Say there's 4 of you, and the bill comes and it's $200. 3 people have cash, and 1 person has only a credit card. What happens? 3 people put in $50 each, and the remaining balance is put on the card. That person is charged $50, and 99% of the time, that person will only tip $10 on top of the $50 they were charged. They think that's in proportion with what they've paid. What you don't realize, and what the rest of the people at the table don't realize, is that none of the cash that was put in is going to your server. That was only put in to take care of the bill. So what has now happened? You have now left your server with a 5% tip on a $200 tab. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for giving me a forum to say these things out loud. I'm sorry to ramble on for so long, but I figured at this point I've listened to the two of you speak for approximately 115 hours, and I think the least you can do is give me 5 minutes to talk about some shit. So thank you guys so much, and I want you to know I subscribe to a lot of different podcasts, and I can honestly say that I get no greater thrill than when I see that Dad Jeans icon pop up, and I know I have another session of solid gold to listen to from you two good sirs. So keep up the good work, and just lastly, it's pronounced Dad-I-Ugh.
Oh, every second of that.
Oh,
I'm
fabulous.
crying. I'm crying. That was beautiful.
That was absolutely epic.
Nicholas, you ended this episode in the most, like, every bit of... I didn't know these things.
I didn't either. This is so really good stuff.
So good.
Really
First of all,
good pro tips.
I often ask my server what their favorite item is.
Oh, right.
On the menu.
Sure.
I feel like that's like, we're getting in. We're good.
I'm totally guilty of handing my plate, being like, I'm a good person.
Yeah, exactly. That's so good to know.
Yep.
And I was actually at Trader Joe's today, and I was like, do you notice, is there a difference, because at Trader Joe's, they don't have baggers.
Oh, right.
For people who don't live in a place with Trader Joe's. And I always bag my own groceries because it's like, it fucking speeds things up because they're like, and they pile up on the thing,
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? Stand there and stare at this person's future task?
So, and just wait for someone to wait on you. And to me, I'm like, oh, I'm just waiting for this person to wait on me. But I asked the cashier, I was like, do you notice a difference like between different Trader Joe's? Like where, like, are there certain places where people bag their own groceries and other places where people don't? And she said there are places where, like, the cashiers say don't, like, they won't allow people to bag their groceries.
Oh.
Because it just fucks up their shit, you know?
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, that's exactly the same thing with handing the plates, where you're like, I think I'm doing something good. Like, I'm helping you along. But like, people
when
are
in
just
fact
like,
it's totally patronizing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're a professional.
They're like, this is my fucking job.
This is what I do and I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And there are nuances and I've mastered them.
Totally.
And you're handing it to me to demonstrate to your friends that you're like a common man like me, but go fuck yourself.
Yes. Get your elbows off the table when your server arrives. That's great. That's good to know.
That's huge.
This is so like Nick, you're the best.
That's great.
You're the best.
And the thing about the tip, I having also been a waiter for a long time, try and stay very conscious of that and like catch people in the act of like doing the one person's going to do the tip thing.
Yeah.
But that is very infuriating. This goes back to my whole Southeastern Wyoming thing. People get to a point of mathematical inadequacy, which is really inadequate, and they're like, "I'll stop here," and then they do shit like that all the time.
Right.
But the Yelp thing, the millennials looking at pictures of food,
that's so interesting. Yeah,
I didn't know that was happening.
The whole food blogger phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
Like
people probably going to
where it's led to.
Yeah, you go into like people probably go into like Thai donut places and are like, "Can I have what Jonathan Gold had?"
Yeah.
And the owners have to be like, "That was 4 restaurants ago."
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, I can understand how infuriating that would be as a waiter. I never have done that.
Mm-hmm.
I just order off the menu.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it.
Nicholas, you're a prince among men. Please tell Martine we say hello.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so now,
what
we're about to do.
Yep.
This is called this is a little thing we like to call the Spitening Round.
The Spitening Round.
Me and Brendan are not going to get away from this week of Spitetacular without airing our own grievances.
Yep.
And so we've set up a little competition between the two of us to see who can come up with the most spites.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan, I haven't seen your list. You haven't seen mine.
Nope.
I don't know how many you have. You don't know how many I have.
that part's true.
Yeah. So let's just go and see when we get buzzed out.
Okay. Who should go first?
Start?
I'll start.
Should we could flip a coin.
Oh no, I think I should start because that may mean that you finish, and you finish so well, and everyone knows it.
I'm a good finisher.
You're a good finisher.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Spitening round starting right now. Brendan, go.
I hate how everyone is rich but me.
I hate 26.2 bumper stickers.
I hate how when you turn your car off and open the door, you have to turn it back on to roll up the windows.
Oh, that's good. I hate Annie's Organic.
I hate the sun being in my eyes. It's so obnoxious.
I hate people who sing in an exaggeratedly theatrical way for comedic effect, a la Maya Rudolph.
I hate what happened to Native Americans.
Oh, that's good. I hate grocery stores with inconveniently located cart return stations.
I hate when you click on something on your phone, but right before your finger hits the screen, it moves and you click on the other thing and it sends you to the wrong place.
Ooh. Oh, total. I hate that as well. I hate 2 spaces after a period.
Ooh.
I didn't used to. I used to think that was the way.
That was your jam.
But I know. It sucks.
I hate that the aspect ratio of all feature films is now 1:85 to 1, which is the same as flat screens in living rooms, meaning movies are basically now TV, but you have to leave your house for them.
And they're bigger.
Yeah.
I hate when your earbuds are ripped out of your ears unceremoniously.
Oh.
Yes. Who doesn't hate that?
I hate the woman on the playground who was dumping water, whose kid was dumping water on Oscar's head, who instead of disciplining her child, asked if maybe Oscar would want to play somewhere else in the playground.
Oh, painful. I hate people who think they're being oppressed by political correctness.
Oh, I hate those assholes. I hate the way autocorrect, when you're typing something, is like, do you mean this? You must mean this. I'll replace it at the last second.
Oh, motherfuckers. I hate internet service providers that make you rent their equipment.
Oh, I hate how metro drivers are so horrible at braking their vehicles they're driving.
I hate science's inability to construct a pair of earbuds that will last for longer than a year.
I hate when meetings are held just to share information.
Ooh, yeah, that's
instead
bad.
of make decisions.
I hate when you're invited to a dinner party and your host don't tell you they're vegetarian.
Oh, then you have to stop at In-N-Out on the way home.
Exactly.
I hate when you flush a toilet right before you're supposed to use it, or it automatically flushes, and then it spurts all this water on the seat after you finish wiping it, so you have to wipe it again after it takes forever to flush.
Nightmare. I hate people with smartphones who ask you for directions.
I hate that Diet Coke gives you cancer.
Oh, because you drink it?
Sometimes.
I hate the cultural expectation that I should remember everyone's name.
That's a good one. I hate when people look away from your eyes when they're supposed to be looking into your eyes.
Oh, that's good. I hate people who don't who don't shut off the texting audio alert on their phones.
When they receive a text?
Yes.
Yes. I hate cell phone lag, which I mentioned earlier, where you can't get a flow anymore.
I'm going to keep the phones going. People who talk on the phone at the library.
Heathens. I hate vanity plates.
That's a good one. I hate listening to people's health complaints.
I hate people. Oh, I hate people who put too much or really any stock in appearance.
Oh, that's good. I hate when people ask leading questions and then challenge me when I agree with them.
Assholes. I hate high action keyboards.
I hate people who wait till they're at the front of the line until they look at the menu.
They're the fucking worst.
Yeah.
I hate buckwheat. I hate how it tastes.
I hate Donald Trump.
I hate polenta. I hate how it tastes.
I hate Donald Trump Jr.
I hate baby beanery bread swalty. I don't know what that means. I was writing really fast.
I hate Eric Trump.
Loses sweaty baby. I hate baby boomers' love of schmaltz.
Oh, that's good. I hate Melania Trump.
I hate. Wait, you're fucking cheating right now.
Why?
No. I suppose it's all right. I hate videos online about dads who spend like 70 hours building a space shuttle changing station for their son, and you're supposed to be like, what a good dad for already being suburban and being ridiculously well off and spending tons of time building some bullshit their baby won't even appreciate.
Or the best Halloween costume you've ever seen in your fucking life.
Yeah, and I'm like, what about the struggle?
Fuck you, Dad.
What about the fucking hustle?
Yeah.
Aren't you hustling?
Yeah.
No, they're not hustling.
No. I hate Ivanka Trump.
Did I already say high action keyboards? Because I feel like that needs a lot of okay. I hate all suburbs.
I hate when my children lob objects at my face or head.
I hate anthropology as a field of study, not the store.
Interesting.
Just all anthropology and anthropologists, stop what you're doing. You're making it worse. You're a part of the problem.
I hate anthropologists who study the store anthropology. Get a new hobby.
So meta. I hate Zack Snyder.
Ooh. That's a good one. I hate when the cheese falls off of my pizza.
I hate actors who use substitution.
I hate customer loyalty cards for businesses to which no one has any loyalty.
Like mortuaries?
Well, just like any fucking random, like who gives a shit about your grocery store or like Rite Aid?
Oh, right.
Like, yeah, I need a loyalty card for Rite Aid because it's so much better than Dwayne Reed.
Exactly. I hate people who, when you're getting on the plane, don't step the fuck out of the aisle so the people who are directly behind them can just get by, then you can step back in the aisle and put your fucking bag up.
Yes.
Nope. They just stop and start like struggling.
Yes, everyone stop for me.
Yeah, everyone stop for me.
Absolutely. I hate, this is a local one, the lack of a stoplight at the entrance to the 2 on San Fernando.
That's good.
Fucking give me that stoplight.
I hate ball droppage.
Oh. I hate self-serve checkout machines.
I already said this one, drivers on the expo line. No, I said something different, but the drivers on the expo line I also hate, but I'm going back. That's a redundancy.
Yeah, don't give them some respect, those drivers.
I don't hate them. I don't hate anyone, but
Okay,
they really don't have the comfort of their passengers in mind.
Yeah, they haven't figured it out yet.
They have not figured it out yet.
I hate recipes that assume arcane knowledge or cooking tools.
Oh,
you're just like, give me a fucking, explain to me.
Right.
You're like, don't be like, you have to suete the steak.
Right.
What the fuck is suete?
And then get your ancient garlic blossom spoon.
Right, exactly.
At your local ancient garlic blossom spoon store.
No, thanks.
No, and every recipe contains something you've never heard of in your life.
Exactly.
Like donkey seeds.
Donkey seeds. I've spent some time with donkey seed in my day. Do you have more?
I have one more.
I have one more as well. Go ahead.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
This is. I feel like the competition aspect of this fell apart pretty quickly.
I know, but look at
We're
this.
just having a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate how bartenders react to me when they see me. Generally, they fucking hate my guts and ignore me, and then suddenly we're best friends, and then they fucking hate my guts and ignore me again.
Is that regional? I feel like LA bartenders are nicer than people elsewhere.
Oh, interesting.
I just went to a concert the other night, and like the bartenders, and it was at a club, the Regent downtown, which I'd never been to.
I know it not.
But the bouncers, which is a very LA thing. Nice bouncers in LA.
Yeah,
nice
there are
doormen in LA.
Why do they always have the Bluetooth ear thing?
Oh, good question.
The Bluetooth ear thing. I'm sorry, I have to throw that in there. That replaces my second Expo line drivers thing.
Okay.
Bluetooth ear things.
I just aren't we all wearing headphones now? Isn't that the thing that we do?
Cell phone holsters on pleated pants with
Although
belts.
if I does that exist anymore?
Yeah, I mean among men in their mid 50s.
Interesting. IT guys in their mid 50s.
Yeah, there are guys who like have cell phone holsters and the Bluetooth thing.
Okay, so the Bluetooth thing though, like one of my earlier hates, it would never get ripped out of your ear unceremoniously.
True enough.
So maybe that's the way to go.
Maybe.
But here's my final one, which kind of plays into what you just said as well.
I'll bring that.
When people make fun of old fashions under the illusion that they will never come back around, betraying a complete lack of understanding of how fashion and history work.
Are you talking about the cocktail?
What is that?
An old fashioned?
No, old fashions, old styles.
Oh, old fashions. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to say that again because I thought you meant the cocktail.
When people make fun of old fashions or styles or hairstyles or items of clothing under the illusion that they will never come back around, betraying a complete lack of understanding of how fashion and history work.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you seen Jaws 2?
No. But do you know people are wearing stonewashed, acid wash jeans again?
Oh, yeah, normcore and all that.
There is no
garbage.
Fashion keeps recycling.
Yep, you're right.
It doesn't stop. You're like laughing at what people used to wear. It will come back. It'll come back around.
Will shoulder pads come back?
Everything will come back around because it's just like you've got a very limited palette to play with. There's no end to it. Like you just.
What about knee pads?
Did people wear knee pads? Like maybe with rollerblades? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but like knee pads as a fashion statement.
I don't think anyone ever did that, Brendan. That was just you.
No, I'm saying there were shoulder pads in the 80s, but soon there'll be knee pads.
Yeah, there might be.
Yeah,
maybe we'll be wearing like padding on around our calves. Like that'll just be the thing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Everyone will have like giant 12-inch diameter calves.
Oh, gross.
Brendan.
Jeffrey.
I don't think there was a winner to that Spitetacular because I think, or Spitening round. Because I think we just both hate an equal number of things.
We do.
And that strikes me as something that I feel, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little choked up. I'm losing my train of thought.
Listeners, you would not believe what I'm looking at.
I'm a mess. But I feel we've done this Spitetacular. I feel like we should end on like a love club.
Oh, That's fantastic.
Yeah, and just like listening to you, like going through those spites with you, like I felt that I should acknowledge to you, Brendan, that I love you. I am so happy that we have found this in our lives, that we have been doing this podcast. I love all of our listeners, everyone who tunes in. I just love that we have created a little world that some people like to spend time with.
Yeah, like
we've made
Nicholas
friends.
Weiner.
Brian L. Perkins, would I have ever met him? Yeah, Nicholas Weiner. So wonderful to like have him jump in. Sam Sadden, who I've like has, you know, he's an old friend of mine, but like I don't think I would have the relationship with him that I have today if it weren't for Dad Jeans.
That's really true.
You know?
And it's become a wonderful way to stay in touch with my family back home and friends. And
oh,
people,
really?
Because people listen and then suddenly it turns out people are all caught up.
Yeah.
Which is so...
Really?
It is a wonderful...
So you have friends who are listening?
Turns out I do.
And friends?
Yeah, family and friends.
Good to know.
And it is truly a wonder... It actually truly is a wonderful thing. Jeffrey, I love you as well.
Aww.
I don't have the capacity to feel all that intensely about anything in particular.
There you go.
But were I to...
Yes.
I would feel intensely about you.
That's really somewhat touching, I guess.
In the subjunctive. I'm just kidding. You, sir, are one of my dearest friends.
Oh, thank you.
And this has been an incredible adventure, and it is I've been overwhelmed by the response.
Yeah, no, I have too. I mean, I know that, you know, in numbers, we may be small. But I think in passion...
We are legion.
We are gigantic.
Yeah, that is very true.
And that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for calling in.
Thank you,
really
Jeffrey. This was a
amazing.
really good idea. And listeners, thank you for calling in. You do warm the very cockles of our hearts.
You do. And coming up, hopefully next week, you're around for a while?
I am. Let's get this thing going again. The bicentennial episode coming up.
Everyone, tweet this episode. You hear this? Tweet it to everyone you know. Tweet it to fucking Mark Maron, to Patton Oswald, to all these people with
and anyone named
thousands
Kate
of Twitter
Hamilton.
followers.
Anyone named Kate Hamilton, tweet at them. Tweet at that person.
Yeah, just tell her you're a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, everyone tweet at Kate Hamilton. You're a little disappointed.
I'm disappoed.
I think Kate's been traveling. I think I couldn't be. I can't be sure.
She had time. I let her know early. Oh well, that's fine. She's our unicorn.
She is our unicorn. Millennicorn.
That's a great episode title. We need to take a picture.
Thank you. Yes,
forget.
we do.
Okay, everybody. At Dad Jeans Podcast, and I've been actually tweeting lately. So if
Suddenly
you're
Jeff's
into
on
Twitter,
Twitter.
I'm there. And we are. Where else are we?
On the regular website, not we're for
It's
going
not
back
really.
and-
There's
it's-
nothing
it's
happening.
This
with
is a
that
repository,
website, but
of nonsense.
you can go there.
There's a Brian L. Perkins posted a video of the Pullman versus Paxton conundrum.
Oh, really?
On the Facebook page.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on. The Facebook page
gotta get
and the
back in
social universe of Dad Jeans remains robust. Please call in and tell us anything. Our usual segments that you can call in and just say, I have a Spike Club. I have a One Toe in the Cool.
Yes.
I flew in a Cessna.
Yes.
I have
heard
a what are our other ones? Either way, it's gone.
Yeah.
You can. I have fatherly advice. Always
Anything.
call in
At 323-484-4383 or Dad I Ugh Dude as Nicholas Weiner.
Nicholas.
Yes, thank you, Nicholas. All right, everybody, have a great night.